Hi, this is Tini Norkia from the Norkia Family Philippine Adventure. I received a request some time back because my first son, he's born, when we received him, he was his adopted child, so we received him as the same as a birth, but it felt to us like the same experience. It's not exactly, but the same as our own child. That time my ex-wife could not, she was barren, could not have any children, so we received Christian in 1998. I was 42 years old, and then compare that time zone with the time Elisha was born in 2020. Elisha was born in December 2020. Now at that time I was 64 years old. So compare the 42 to 62, the two time zones. The other one was the beginning of the 2000s, and now Elisha is about 20 years after that. Today Tian, I call him Tian, a Christian. He's 27 years old, and Elisha is 3.5 years old. To come back to Christian, he was really a blessing for us. He's an awesome little guy. In the beginning he was very quiet. Later on, we were staying in Gauteng, Vereniging, when we got Tian, Christian. He was we went through a process in what they call it, it's some social welfare network that we had to do the paperwork and everything, and made it legal, and his name is changed to Christian Martinez Norkia. The time zone, especially I want to focus, that time was in Vereniging, Gauteng, still very small, and then we moved 2002. 2002 we moved to Richards Bay. Richards Bay is a it's a town, coastal town, coastal industrial town. It's a very nice place. It's a subtropical climate, and it's next to the ocean, Indian Ocean. It's an awesome place. So we grew up. He grew up most of his time in Richards Bay, and he went to school there. The schooling was very difficult for us because he was diagnosed as ADHD, and he was very hyperactive. But it was more other problems that triggered this, so it was very difficult. And in 2005, my ex-wife left us. So I was from 2005 single parent with a very hyperactive young guy, and he was ADHD. I must say, the schooling, if you go back to schooling, I think he's changed a lot with the group pressure. He had a lot of problems at school with friends, making friends. He always made friends with the wrong people. He always got friends with the wrong people. In school, it was a bit difficult for him due to the hyperactive element. His concentration wasn't very good, so he battled a bit with concentration, and that gave him really big trouble at school. He was falling behind most of the schools that in South Africa at that time, and the teachers didn't have any time for ADHD child. There wasn't time. They just moved forward with the fast thinkers and the brilliant children. The children that are special attention children, I call him as a special attention children. They had many troubles and many problems. And I think myself wasn't really prepared for this. It was very difficult for me as a single parent. I worked, sometimes long hours. So yeah, it was a difficult time. It wasn't an easy time. I came back late from work. I had a Zulu maid that helped us at home, that made food, took care of him while I'm not there, or Caroline. Caroline took care of him. In Caroline had many adventures together. So yeah, due to the pressure that time, the pressure from the friends, the influence of wrong friends, bullying at school. Bullying at school was very high. I tried to address it a few times. They did not have any solution for it. There was no solution for it. So I cannot always fight his battle at school. I must say, Christian, he fought his own battles. He stood his ground. He many times came home and then his mouth was bleeding, his shirt was torn. He was a tough guy, and he's still a tough guy. So yeah, he had major troubles with peer pressure and bullying. Bullying is a very big thing. He not always shared with me all the bullying that he went through, and also the teachers. You know, the teachers know he's an ADHD child. He's a challenge for them, and they don't like those challenges. I say a good teacher, the child that is a challenge and a problem, to take it from out of his situation to a positive, good situation. That is something good. That is a good teacher. But this, he really had some problems. So I think the time he grew up was very difficult. I think he was 12, 13 years old. He was smoking cannabis. So to get him out of that, and to get him out of the group, the bad times with the wrong groups, for me it was very difficult. So the time he grew up, bullying at school was high. There's drugs at school, even primary school. The late primary school, there was drugs. I'm, as a single parent, I done a lot of sport, mountain biking, so I introduced him to a lot of mountain biking. He had his own small mountain bike, and we traveled some weekends distances to do mountain biking. I've done some serious mountain biking, especially in KwaZulu-Natal, the province of South Africa. A lot of mountainous areas. We done plenty of mountain biking. I let him start do taekwondo. Very good. He done very well with taekwondo. He's because he's tough, he's not afraid. So he done very well with taekwondo. But some behavior problems start to appear, and due to, I think, using of drugs, falling in a drug cycle, that really changed his behavior a lot. He had problems his behavior, and that caused trouble at taekwondo. He was ready to move into the black belt area, but he couldn't progress because I had to send him for a time being to a rehab center. As a young guy, 15, 16 years old, I had to go to a rehab. For me, it was financially a hard burden. For him, emotional also, because you don't, even as a father at home, it was difficult, emotionally difficult, because I feel the pain he went through. And the time when my ex-wife, 2005, told me I must choose. It's or him or her. So I said, no, I cannot choose you, because how can we just let him go? He said, Papa to me and Mama to you. How can you let him go? So I made a decision. I said, no, I'll stick to Christian. And I'm not, still today I know that was the correct decision. I love him still very much, and very proud of him for where he came through. That time, the drugs, the group pressure, the bullying at schools was very bad. Schoolwork, he fell behind with schoolwork, wasn't so good with the schoolwork. He had many troubles with schoolwork. So that was a difficult time for me. Always, I've got a lot of respect for anyone say he was a single parent and or a daughter or a son. And that's just something else. He's a boy, he's a son. So to bring up a son, I think it's much easier to bring up a daughter. Emotional, it wasn't, a boy is not emotional, so challenged as a little girl. And Elisha, she's born 2020, and after her birth, I realized there's now a little daughter that I've got. My own daughter, so proud of her. I was, it was for me a massive experience. I'm 64, I never thought I'd have my own child. And and Christy, she's an awesome mother for Elisha. That makes a big difference. Where Christian, single parent, Elisha, we're a full family. I've got a wife, I'm 64, and she will soon maybe start to realize father's older. She's still growing up. I think the challenges will be the same as in the Philippines. What I've seen, the Philippine schools is very crowded, but I've seen her playing with the kids outside here in the neighborhood. And as I said in the previous video, I'm a bit concerned with their behavior, especially the boys. The girls, I don't see that, but especially the boys. They don't have really good manners, scream a lot, and urinate where they come, pulling off their pants, stuff like that. That's boys, nah, as I said. So now I've got a daughter now, so I've got to protect her, as I said, and bring her up. So the time zone for me is a little bit different, because I think there's more challenges with the studying, because the competition is very high. In South Africa, Tian is a white guy. There you've got racism is very high, discrimination against white is bad. A young white guy, if he's not have a degree, he will battle to find a work. That's why he later on qualified as a dive instructor. Awesome, good dive instructor. He's a very good scuba diver, and he's got a lot good experience already, and he's certified a lot of people. I don't know the amount, but he certified a lot of people as a dive instructor. Really, Elisha, I know she's more English speaking now. We try to teach Christy tried to teach her Messiah. I give her now and then Afrikaans, some Afrikaans words. It's my home language, Afrikaans. So she's growing up in a total different system in the Philippines, where Tian Christian grew up now in South Africa. So I've got to put boundaries, very strict boundaries, as I done with Christian, but it didn't help much. He challenged all boundaries. If you put a boundary, he challenged and broke boundaries. So I see the same with Elisha. She's not so hyperactive, but she challenged boundaries, but she listened. She got very soft-hearted, and I can see it's very emotional. As a daughter, she's sometimes moody and emotional. I think there's more hormones that is changing in her, becoming a young little girl, and later a young lady, and so. So I need to learn, and my now I know the way I treat Christy as my wife and her mother, the respect that she will witness and see, that is what she will keep because me and Elisha will have a very good relationship. Same with Christian. I had a very good relationship with him, but he not always shared everything to me. He kept a lot of bad things away from me that I never knew of. And later on, I found out with counseling and the rehabs he went to. Now I can say Christian is 27. He's real. I can see he changed majorly. He's a responsible guy. He really got good work, good money now, and he's got plans for the future. I can really see a success for him. He will make a success. I can just say thanks Lord that guy, that he's changed a lot. Elisha, we still got a long way to go, she's got to learn discipline, respect. So I think that to bring up a guy, what I said, what in the request in the video was, of the request earlier was that when Tiaan came in our family, I was 42. Now I'm 64, but still I've got a lot of energy. I don't feel different. I love my sport and the running and the exercising. We love doing it. I think because of an energetic wife. She's very responsible mother also, and this is opportunity for her also to prove that to be a mother. So Elisha is growing up with Philippine, South African, Western tradition. She liked the food, Philippine food, fish and the rice, but also some South African dishes. But I can see that this is a different family setup, and she's very protected. We protect her a lot. Where Christian grew up, just me, only me. He's got to stand his ground, to do most of his things on his own, and I can see today he's very responsible. He's very clever, and I knew it that to stick to him, I was always the right decision, because he's proving me, and I'm proud of him. So yeah, that's a big thing, change to have a little girl at the age of 64. I'm still, I know I'll reach a later stage. I'm getting older very quicker, but it's still worth it. It's still a good thing, and I say thank you for you guys listening, and thanks for everyone that subscribed. Please continue view my channel, and push the like button, comments. I love the comments, and thanks a lot, and God bless. Bye bye.